Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be given.
Damn, bro, you pausing already?
Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
Yeah, not just a jump shooter. Conley is also adept at finding real estate close to the rim.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Caught up with Coach Charles Lee. Their team's main focus tonight, well, it starts with All-Star Anthony Edwards. He said Ant is an incredible player. He's so physical. We have to throw multiple bodies at him. It's got to be a team effort to keep Edwards in check. An ambitious game plan. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now here's Edwards. McDaniels gets a wide open look from outside off the mark. Here's the three. Timberwolves passing it around. Shot clock at 6. Takes the three. Hands it from downtown.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Ball. Bridges outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here is Edwards. To the middle. Stolen by Ball. And here comes Smith, leading the fast break. The kick out to Ball. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Bridges. Will not go. This is off the front iron. One thing this team likes about Miles Bridges, Greg, he plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season. Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Last year, Coach, as you know, the Timberwolves making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that equaled their deepest run in team history, dropping that series to the Mavs. Minnesota has never been to the finals, one of 5 franchises who've yet to get there.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Has to Gobert. Dillingham with it. Now DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player. Skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
Smith outside. It's stolen by Edwards. And Edwards with the stuff.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. .132 left to play in the first. It's Williams, high post. Back to ball. Pass to Smith. Clock at 6. Gobert with the block.
And when Gobert is playing with this kind of aggression on that end, there aren't many better at defending.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. For 3, Bridges misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. Pass to Edwards. Gobert, the screen. Edwards, no good. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. They trail by 1. Back to Bridges. Now Ball. Jacks up a 3. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Timberwolves on top, leading by a point. We'll be back. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Pass to Bridges. Here's Simpson. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
There's Nurkic. Double team on Nurkic. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Bridges misses.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Here's DiVincenzo. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
A fantastic decision-making big. Randall with the right choice there, finding the open man.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Hornets trail by 3. Here's Simpson. Scoreless thus far. Bridges outside. To the wing right side. Outside Curry. Over Edwards. Charlotte again missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
For 3. Dillingham, no good. And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. It's Randall with the drive. Pass to Dillingham. DiVincenzo with it. Timberwolves passing it around. The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
I don't know how Edwards does it. It's a blend of skill, finesse, and a little bit of luck that went down.
And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
Second quarter play with almost 3 minutes gone. Pass to Dillingham. 4 on the clock. Green with the rebound. And so Green will bring it up for the Hornets. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Now Williams. Now here's Ball. Williams trying to break free. Around the back and lays it in. Ball's got 5.
And he's really a smart offensive player. You have to respect Ball's strong sense for when to take that jumper.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of the shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. The three for DiVincenzo. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Ball, and Ball slams it in.
And a little bit of showmanship from Ball on that slam, displaying some athletic ability.
Dillingham with it. No scoring in this one. Pass to DiVincenzo. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Randall no good. Charlotte trailing. To the paint. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
And here's Edwards. He has 7. Pass to Gobert. It'll count. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Timberwolves lead by 2. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Now, Ball. For the tie. That's short off the rim. Minnesota in the lead. Here's Dillingham. Got him with the bump fake, but couldn't finish. Bridges, right side. Outside, Ball. For the lead. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Ball's got the first basket of the third quarter for Charlotte.
So often, LaMelo is the setup man. There, he's on the finishing end.
Edwards can't hit. Here are the Hornets with the ball. They lead by 1. And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
So it's the Timberwolves now, and he drives in.
Well, you can see that Edwards isn't trying to do it all on his own. He's also looking for shots for others out there.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He wants to talk to his guys. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Here's Ball. 10 points for him. Pass to Green. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Over Randall. And the Hornets miss again.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
The muscle from Edwards.
Well, I love when guys like Edwards work inside. Don't settle for jumpers. Get a solid look close to the rim.
Green left side. Charlotte no good that time either. Minnesota leading by 3. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Edwards with it. Williams picks him up. It's Edwards on the wing. 9 points in the game so far. And the foul called on Edwards. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul. Substitution for your Hornets. Number 14.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Pass to Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
And Ball is a proven distributor. He's got a real talent for spotting the cracks in the D.
Randall with the ball. Back to DiVincenzo. Out to Edwards. Now Dillingham. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. Going inside. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He's ready to talk things through with the team. We've got 1:13 left in the third quarter. Here's Simpson. Nothing on the board. Outside, Ball. Pass to Salon. 6 on the shot clock. goes up from the top of the key. Julius Randle with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 3. Over in the corner, Edwards. A shot, no good. Here's the Hornets with the ball. Outside, Ball. Pass to Salon. Here's Simpson. Over to the wing. Here's Ball. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
And we've come to expect big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end. How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
84%. That's what he was able to convert on a season ago from the line.
Here's Ball. And the layup is good. Ball's got 16 points.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 2. And time to step aside. We've reached the 4th. Quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Minnesota in the lead. Now here's Edwards. Edwards with a tough shot.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
Bridges left side. Pass to Diabate. Outside Curry. From the arc. Gobert pulls it in.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. It's good from long range. And now a 7-point Timberwolves lead. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Charlotte Hornets. To the left wing. Nurkic with it. Back to Curry. And good that time.
Great dish from Nurkic there. He really has a sixth sense for those reads.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Curry with the steal. Here's Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
And you can't allow Nurkic to get that kind of position. When you do, he is going to rattle that rim.
Picked by Randle. He takes it in. Yep, that one goes in there. And the Timberwolves lead by 5.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey guys, during the break, listen in with Charles Lee and his team. They said, let's lock in, keep our focus. We need everyone down the stretch. Now his players looked engaged, so I think the message got across. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated.
And when it comes to moving the ball, LaMelo is unreal. Can make any pass in the book.
Over in the corner, Randall. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Pass to Reed. Now Gobert. Back to Reed. Here's Edwards. And here's Reed. No good from outside.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Bridges outside. And here is Ball. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Green. Over Randall. And it's Green. Missing. Timberwolves leading by 5. Edwards looking it over. Williams with the block. They retain possession. Reed gets the bucket. 1:21 left in the fourth quarter. Smith on the wing. Ball from long range. And the Hornets miss again. Minnesota with the ball. Pass to Edwards. Over in the corner, Randall. Left side, Edwards. Over Williams. And here's Gobert. He's guarded by Williams.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Ball with it. Defended now by Dillingham. Charlotte no good that time either. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Out to Edwards. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Outside, Green. Ball from long range. For 3, Edwards. Off target with that shot. And so the Timberwolves take the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think...
Man, get up.
We've got basketball action from Chase Center, the new home of the Warriors, here on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Craig Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And reporting from the sidelines all game long, we've got David Aldridge. Now here's Durant. Jimmy Butler pulls it in. And as disappointing as the Suns' first-round exit was last year, RJ, this team, I think, still has a window open. How about you?
Yeah, Kevin, I've often said it takes teams a second year. That first year is really the adjustment period for star players. The Suns core group had some growing pains in that first season, but look, this year, I think this is the year we're going to see the best version of the Phoenix Suns.
Outside, Beal. Off target with his three.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Here's Curry with the three. Pass to Green. Three-pointer, Butler. It's hauled in by Dunn. First quarter, just over a minute played. And it's Butler with the jam.
And everything Butler does, he does with a bang, including those 2 points.
Booker looking around. Here's Dunn. Off target from three-point range. At the elbow, Green. Outside, Curry. Shoots over Richards. Pass to Podziemski. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Misses the three.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And it's Beal in the corner. Dunn outside. Booker draws the double. Back to Dunn. And it's Beal in the corner. 5 to shoot. The three from KD. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. Outside Curry. Pass to Buck. Launches it. And Devin Booker pulls it down. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Looking for their first basket of the game. Booker outside. Back to Durant. Takes the three. And a great assist by Booker as that one goes in.
That range, though, for a near 7-footer, KD is so unique.
Goddamn
And
ass.
always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and, Greg, efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again? KD is right at the top of that list.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Devin Booker is a 3-level scoring threat. He said, I'm just reading coverages and taking what the defense gives me. That's a mid-range jumper, which analytically people say isn't the highest percentage shot. But for myself, it's a good one. I've shot it pretty much my whole life. Kevin?
And David, doesn't it show?
Wow,
he's something else. Hey, thank you.
This man sees everything on the court. Curry just dropping dimes out there.
Outside Durant. Back to Booker. Outside Durant. Poke loose.
Ooh.
It's stolen by Curry. Here's Butler. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
He sold.
Dunn right side. KD with it. Now Green defending. Offensive rebound. And it's Dunn in the corner. Booker outside.
Fucking belt off and beat his goddamn ass.
Lets it go with the three. Green with the rebound.
Fuck.
Warriors leading by 3. Pass to Moody.
There you go. Game.
They set the pick. Now here's Butler. Guarded by KD. Outside Curry. The rebound by KD.
Oh, man, that's tough. That's definitely one he'd like back. Almost too wide open. There was a time you could get yelled at for taking a three like that, but now it's a great decision, and it paid off.
It's a tie game in the Bay Area. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
Nice.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Yeah, they're putting pressure on all the ball handlers, getting into the passing lanes and showing great anticipation.
Well, over the years, the Warriors have had some historic tax bills.
Yeah, and for the most part, it's been well worth it because it's led to championships and they generate a ton of income. But now, with this tax repeater penalties, you can see why they've tried to cut costs, and every team in the league has followed.
Beal's shot is good. Beal's got the lead up to 2 now for the Suns.
Let me tell you, Beal is crafty. He will figure out a way to get inside.
Hit by Kuminga. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Substitution for the Suns.
Here's Curry. He has yet to score.
Oh, he
Three-pointer.
kicked it out?
And they will call over the back on the play.
Just got a little ahead of himself going for that rebound and gets whistled for the over the back.
You have to know your positioning and where the opposition is on the floor.
Now here's Beal. Pass to Plumlee. Back to Beal. Here's the three. It's rebounded by Kuminga. The Warriors trail. Shot by Hield. Nobody around. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Hield's got himself going with the triple. His first basket of the game. Tipped away. It's stolen by Hield. Over Jones. Back to Hield. Payton outside. And there's the drive. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Drills the three-pointer. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
From the tip, they are not making things easy on them. Lots of steals, playing disruptive basketball.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Something that every NBA player has now that maybe they didn't a couple years ago, RJ, their own personal trainer.
Well, it's just a beautiful investment of your own resources back into your body. I love that players are hiring chefs, dietitians, sleep aides, and the teams are hiring them. I love every aspect of that.
Hey, 6 on the shot clock. Pass to O'Neal. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Hield. Warriors leading by 4. Here's Kuminga. And Kuminga throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Booker outside. Looking to end the run. Booker with a 3. He is a knockdown shooter.
At the arc, Booker is pretty efficient. This man can hurt you from downtown if you're not careful.
I love that move.
Bobbed up there for Green. Stolen by O'Neal.
Step back three.
And here we go. Fast break. Booker's got it. Good work there as it goes. And it's now only a 1-point Warrior lead.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
What them dunk. That shit old move.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Over in the corner, Kuminga releases from 15. Plumlee with the rebound. And Richard, you just get the feeling that Jonathan Kuminga is finally starting to hit his stride, don't don't you?
It is all about opportunity in this league, Kevin. With more playing time and scoring chances, Kuminga has really blossomed, and he is
Come
not
on, stop ball
getting
watching
better.
now.
Shot clock at 3. The 19-foot shot. Booker, no good.
No clue how he misfired on that shot. You don't see that from him very often.
Down low. Green. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Richard, when it comes to Draymond Green, we know about his defense. But what does he give you offensively?
I think it starts with his passing. Not many big men can do what he does the way he does it. And especially effective when he's hitting the 3 ball, stretching the floor, allowing for more space for his shooters.
Pajemski with it. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant.
Just enough resistance to force the miss. Barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Jones, no luck. The Warriors lead it. Three-pointer, Butler. It's rebounded by Durant. And KD's got the ball here for the Suns. Durant rising up.
Oh, absolutely aggressive move by Durant, taking it right to the hole with authority.
Butler on the wing. This one for 3. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. The Suns making a switch here. There's 25 seconds left here in the second. It's Durant on the wing. Phoenix, no good that time either. Now Curry. Nothing on the board. Green, the screen. And another 3 for Golden State.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Warriors ahead, up by 5. Live from Chase Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Warriors leading by 5. Break since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals. The Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46 and 36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Here's Booker driving to the basket. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
It's the determination from Booker that just can't be matched.
The Suns shooting their first free throw this game. And the All-Star, Devin Booker, an incredible scoring guard.
Since the moment he got drafted by the Phoenix Suns, he has been a beacon of consistency. Every single year he gets better. Every single year he adds something to his game. That's why Devin Booker is one of the best guards in this league.
For the 3, it's rebounded by Golden State.
Come on, Devin, goddamn!
On its way from Curry for 2. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
And I hate them games when niggas just don't do nothing. Yo, I hate when I have them games with Curry.
Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Here's Booker. It's rebounded by Curry. And it's the Warriors with the ball. A 2-point game. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much, Kevin. And another Kevin, Kevin Durant, is the most decorated member of the Suns star trio. KD says, I believe in this team and we believe in one another. I like our chemistry. Not just the 3 of us, but our whole team. Our coaching staff is doing a great job. I'm not promising anything, but I like our chances against anybody. Kevin, they certainly have the talent.
respect you.
And we've got a timeout
You
called by
missing
Steve
everything,
Kerr.
Durant. What the fuck is up
This
with
will
you,
give him
bro?
a
You
chance
can't
to
get no
discuss
more
some
wide open
potential
than you've been getting.
alterations.
Booker, I should take my fist and knock your fucking head off, man. Y'all better get it the fuck together. You down by 2. Y'all out here playing like some girls. So I shouldn't even say that, because girls are stupid these days. Dempsey.
RJ, with how well Curry continues to play, I'm not sure his three-point record will ever be broken.
It's going to be tough to do. But even if it does, I think Steph will still be regarded as the best shooter we have ever seen, simply because how he changed the game.
Butler in the corner. Back to Curry. In the corner. Moody with it. Pass to Curry. Overdone. Curry. That's
With a
good.
hand in his face, dog.
Curry's got 6.
It doesn't matter if it's off the bounce or off the catch. Curry never loses rhythm on his jump shot.
Outside, KD. And Durant gets double teamed. Clock at 6. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Shot clock at 5. Jacks up a 3. Green with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can count on him to continue missing.
It's Curry outside. Knocks down the 3 ball. Curry's got the lead up to 8 now for the Warriors. Pass to Dunn. Durant at the elbow. Now Beal. Puts up a 3. Drills it from outside. He's got 5.
Terrific response by Beal. This demonstrates what a competitor he is.
Back to Curry. Pass to Green. It's hauled in by the Suns. RJ, we know that the Suns missed the playoffs for about a decade, but now they seem to be getting some traction. How do you view it?
I view them as a team that's in transition. Obviously, they have Devin Booker, the homegrown star. The guy has blossomed there in front of everyone's eyes. And after that finals run, they've really been searching. He's the last player there. But whenever you have Kevin Durant on your team, you are always on the verge of something special.
To the paint. Deflects the pass.
Well, enough time and be off every
And
time.
it's the Warriors on the break.
Yeah.
Golden State moving the ball around. Curry outside. That shot is off.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Durant. Muscling it in. Kevin Durant.
Timeout.
Showing the grit. KD is no stranger to physical defense.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Suns making a change here. And 1:01 left in the third. Outside, Payton shoots over Beal, and the Warriors miss again. Suns trail by 5. Outside, Jones. Back to Durant. Healed outside. The kick outside to Butler. On the wing, Payton. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Payton's got his first 3 points of the game.
There's the all-around game of Butler. A nice assist to cash in on that possession.
O'Neal outside. Outside, Beal.
Come on, man.
Healed from outside. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we've reached the end of the third. Warriors. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Suns trail by 8. Pass to Booker. Left side, O'Neal. Inside. 6 to shoot. The wide open look for Plumlee. And he's off on his first shot of the game. Warriors leading by 8. Curry outside. And it's Devin Booker with the rebound.
And as long as he keeps missing from deep, the D will keep letting him fire away. He's just off from range right now.
That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
And Booker just dominates in such an effortless fashion. The game comes naturally to him.
Outside, Payton. Curry deciding where to go with it. And again, no good by Golden State.
There has been nothing for him this quarter. Ever since halftime, he's lost all of his touch.
Booker outside. Booker draws the double. The Suns need to get a shot off. Jones, no one around him. Drains the three-pointer.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, guys. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the last timeout. He told them this is what it's all about, proving we're the better team in the tough situations. But you got to want it. Coach told his guys they have what it takes to win here. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Back to Durant. Pass to Booker. Outside, KD. Yes, and the foul. It's on Jimmy Butler.
Guess what? Another bucket for KD, just making the game look easy, somewhat boring.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Warriors.
Their offense has been a well-oiled machine. They're moving the ball around, playing for one another, and just piling up assists.
Free throw no good for Durant.
Such a unique player. Kevin Durant, pure shooter, incredibly skilled, all at nearly 7 feet tall.
No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Butler on the wing. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Green. The kick outside to Butler. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And that is an absolute heartbreaker of a turnover. In a close game like this, that might be enough to impact how it ends.
And here is Beal. And Brandon Pajemski gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Right side Durant. Booker outside. With the floater. It's rebounded by Golden State. To end the drought. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And what I appreciate about Butler is how tough he is. This guy welcomes going into contact while shooting.
And so Butler nails both of them.
And in a close game like this, they can really rely on him to take care of business at the line.
Wing shot on the way. That one wide left. Warriors leading by 3. Pass to Moody. Pajemski on the wing. To the inside. And it's Green missing. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. .136 left in the game. Here's Booker. To the middle. Shoots from the right block. Back to KD. Oh, the Suki smooth 3 from KD.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want to take it, the big shot.
Curry's shot is good.
Fearless. Curry takes on the challenge and gets that big basket to fall.
Now here's Booker. Right side Durant. From downtown. Count it! A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
And it's the Suns' ball. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Durant with him. Pass to Beal. Curry with the steal. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Steph Curry, what a finish!
And with a limitless jump shot, the elusive ball handling skills, Curry can get a bucket pretty much whenever he wants.
Back to Booker. Fires for 3. Misses the 3.
He knows his job on the glass, and he does it well, cleaning it up and sending it right back.
And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game.
And that's an intentional foul. Gets the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
Those were pressure-packed free throws, and he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. And wants their best move at this point.
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point. So I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Damn, bruh. Fuck. Play with my boys again. It's gonna be a good game right here. The Rockets versus that motherfucking Hornets.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Hornets come into town. Home court advantage goes to the Rockets playing here in Houston. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. Now, here's ball. On the wing, Bridges. Just 5 on the clock. From about 19 feet. And he gets... to go. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Down low. Şengün. Good D by Williams.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Damn, LaMelo.
And that's just terrific positioning on his part to get that board. I mean, he might not have the size, but his basketball IQ and feel is off the charts.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
And it's ball penetrating. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rag. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw of the game here.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
Now, here's ball. LaMelo Ball came in like a storm into this NBA, Doris, but hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
It's so true, Kevin, and that's unfortunate because the skill is apparent every time he plays. He's a game changer with his size and his playmaking. The NBA is better off because of the flair and the style he brings when he is healthy. One thing that impresses you about LaMelo, the way he reads defenses and makes the game easier for everyone around him.
Now, here's ball. Bridges outside. Some nice pass in here by Charlotte. Ball surveying the defense. Shoots over Van Vliet. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Let's go!
Ball's got 6.
I think one of the things that makes LaMelo Ball so dangerous is his confidence. The jumper is pure.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Rockets, trailing by 4. The shot by Thompson, no good. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
I had a chance to talk with the head coach, Ime Udoka. In talking to Coach, he discussed the hidden talents of LaMelo Ball. Coach said he's still a young player in this league, but we can't take that lightly. We've seen what he's done to soft defenses. We need to be physical. So we'll see if that defense tightens up for them. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Green. Another shot. And they pick up 2.
Oh, not even thinking about it. When Green is catching and firing like that, you know he's feeling it.
Ball from long range. Gets the three-pointer to fall. 11 points in the game.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
And the Hornets with possession here. The Rockets making the shot. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ball. The Rockets pull it in.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Timeout.
Hits it from three-point range.
Oh, the corner isn't always Green's spot, but we know he's got the skill to hit from there.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Substitution on the court.
1:04 left to play in the first quarter. Pass the ball. Here's Simpson. Back to Ball. From 11 feet away. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Simpson. Ball up top. He's got 11. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. He tries for 3. Offensive rebound. And Ball stays with it.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And Green launches it from deep. LaMelo Ball getting it done for Charlotte. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And let's quickly break down the game, guys. We've been watching from the Hornets.
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Chalk up 2 there. Şengün's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Now, here's Bridges. Outside Curry. Back to Bridges. Launches a 3. Curry's shot is off. Here's Houston now. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Rockets are making progress. Coach Ime Udoka said it doesn't happen overnight. Changing habits and things like that takes time. Guys learn and grow at a different pace. My thing is getting us all on the same page. We're not that far off. Kevin, they sure look like they're building in the right direction.
David, they are, and some good vets have helped as well. And we thank you for that report. Here's Bridges, following the score by Houston. Here's Simpson, still without a basket. And the foul on Tari Eason. That's his first foul. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg. What's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Bumped on the way up, but hits it, and they call the blocking foul.
Tenacious on the attack. Thompson is fantastic at finding lanes to the basket.
Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
Here's Smith. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Houston leading by 4. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Here's Thompson. Puts the move on. Pass to Van Vliet. From outside the arc. The shot by Thompson, no good. Hornets trail by 4. Here's Diabate. Now, here's Bridges. Here's Simpson. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte. Thompson outside. Bangs home the trifecta. Thompson's got 9 points.
Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those, because if you get up too close at the arc, Ahmed will blow right by you.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Charlotte making a switch here. Here's Ball. 13 points in the game. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
There is just such enthusiasm, such a love for the game with LaMelo, shot after shot going down.
One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
In the corner, it's Bridges. From the arc. Ball, no good. Rockets leading by 5. Here's Green. Good D by Williams.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Ball with it. Picked up by Van Vliet. Outside, Ball. And here's Green outside. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Here's Bridges. To the left wing. Ball with a wide open look. Again, ball missing. Outside, Green. It's rebounded by Charlotte. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Pass to Smith. Back to Ball. And stolen by Thompson. Here we go, 1-on-1. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And you like to see this from Brooks, right? No need to fall in love with the jump shot. Give the defense different looks.
And the wide open shot from Green. Drills the three-pointer. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Thompson. Takes the 3. That shot off the mark. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Houston on top, leading by 4. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And it's Van Vliet with the ball for the Houston Rockets. 4-point game. Hey, DB, we don't see a lot of them, but from what you have seen and heard, what can the Charlotte Hornets do better to improve their overall game?
Well, I think one of the things you have to look at is what are they doing successfully on the offensive end and what are their weaknesses? One of the weaknesses is drawing fouls and getting opportunities at the free throw line. To me, Kev, the best teams do a good job of getting easy points, whether in transition or at the charity stripe.
Green knows that he needs to take and make threes at a good clip. Nice shot there.
Right side, Ball. Out to Smith. 6 to shoot. Shoots the three. And it's LaMelo Ball with the three. Ball's got 18 points.
A situation made for LaMelo Ball. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Green. It's rebounded by Charlotte. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Jalen Green has shown he's capable of carrying a team offensively. He said, "It feels good knowing that my teammates believe in me to do that. I've had to learn a lot of things to grow, but that's what I work for. I want to be one of those guys that you give the ball to in crunch time." Kevin, I always want to give the mic to you in crunch time. Back to you.
Oh, David, you are an unselfish playmaker, and I appreciate that. By the way, Green can be electric and so fun to watch. Hey, DA, thanks. And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Thompson looking for an opening. To the paint. In the corner, Şengün with it. Back to Smith. From deep. Green with the rebound.
Yeah, and you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Pass to Smith. Here's Ball. Over Green. Ball no good. Now here's Thompson. He's got 9. It's off target. He's 4 of 9 from the field. Pass to Williams. Bridges, right side. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Hornets shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. And so he hits the technical free throw. When you look at the game of Mark Williams, Doris, what impresses you the most?
Well, probably his size and athleticism. That combination makes him an immediate fit. He understands which shots to take on the offensive end, seems to have a great feel for how to position himself on the defensive end and how to mix it up on the glass. With the size he brings to the guard position, you love to see LaMelo assert himself down low.
Here's Thompson. Diving in. Oh, he misses the dunk. And it's the Hornets' ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Pass to Diabate. Trying to find Ball. He gets it to him. At the elbow, Williams. His first shot coming late. Right wing. Bridges outside. There's Ball with the 3. Rebound by Smith. The Rockets trail. Green left side. Screen by Şengün. Pass to Thompson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And with his movement skills, Thompson routinely catches defenders out of position.
And so Thompson nails both of them. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Ball with it. Out to Smith. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Outside, Ball. Shot clock at 6. Back to Smith. Left side, Ball. Again, ball missing. Thompson the bounce pass. And Vliet on the wing. Stolen by Ball. Here's Salon. Oh, good with the triple. Houston in the lead. Green drives in. Misses the target. That drops him to 40% now. 4 of 10. Ball with it. Now Green defending. And here is Ball. 22 points for him. Smith outside. Lets it fly. They get it back. Here's Diabate. Up and in on the layup. And the Hornets lead by 1.
This guy is just working his tail off on the boards. You love the effort, love the energy.
Substitution on the court.
8 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Deep 2 from Ball. Got it off in time. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Hornets lead by 1. And we're just moments away from the start. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Here's Simpson. Curry on the wing. Pass to Nurkic. Here's Simpson. Lock at 6. Bridges left side. The Rockets pull it in.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
In the corner, it's Eason. There's the triple. Rebound by Nurkic. Charlotte in the lead. Here's Bridges. Holiday with the block. One minute now into this fourth quarter. And that one's good. Whitmore. Doesn't move into the fourth. It's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Outside Curry. From 18 feet away. Pass to Bridges. Over Eason. And again, the Hornets missing.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
A three-pointer is right on target. Now it's a 5-point Rocket lead.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, guys, during the break, listen in with Charles Lee and his team. And he begged his guys to get after it on the break. He said, let's keep up the tempo, guys. You know how dangerous we are on the break. Be confident with the ball. Take risks. Move it, guys.
Thanks, David. And so he hits both. Rockets leading by 3. Here's Brooks. And he can't jam it through. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Here's Ball. From deep, Green. Şengün with the rebound.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Smith on the wing. Pass to Bridges. Now Ball. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Ball's got 4 this quarter.
Well, the great length and the great size of the backcourt, LaMelo Ball continues to improve as an interior scorer.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Green.
Tremendous job at the line as usual. You can always bank on him in those situations.
Count it, and the foul. Fred VanVleet picks one up.
LaMelo living the life. That is a big-time bucket. Go ahead.
On the free throw, no good. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. They lead by one. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Bridges with some nice defense. The shot by Williams, no good. There's 1:59 left to play here in the fourth. Thompson with the bucket.
And this one has been all about Amen Thompson, a freakish athlete. When he gets rolling, there's just not much a defender can do.
Ball from long range. It's rebounded by Houston. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's VanVleet. Rebound by Williams. Now here's Green. Shoots from 8. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And that's now 30 points for LaMelo Ball. Just a tiny lead for him.
And a chance to make it a little bigger right here.
.104 left to play in the final quarter. On the wing, Brooks. That three off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Outside, Ball. To take the lead. Yes!
So much riding on that shot.
Whoa!
What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Here's Green. Good!
No fear in the eyes of Green, willing and ready to take the big shot for his team.
And it's the Hornets ball. Here's Ball. Here he goes. It drops.
LaMelo Ball is never rattled. Doesn't matter how close the score or what the situation. This guy unafraid of big shots.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Well, given the scenario here, how do you approach this next possession?
You know, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
What you want is to create a clean, high percentage look if that's at all possible.
Thompson with it. And there's the drive. And Thompson slams it home.
Rocketing off the deck. Thompson showing that youthful exuberance.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. So I'm looking at the clock, and guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
You know, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
What you want is to create a clean, high percentage look if that's at all possible.
And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. That was a fun
Game one. Couldn't get my brain to throw it to that nigga. God damn!
getting noisy here in Charlotte for this Hornets home game. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me, former NBA players Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, and the award-winning David. Aldridge is on our sidelines. And that one's good, Richards. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Now, here's ball. Outside, Green. And stolen by Booker. Williams with the block. And here is Green. Outside, ball. Lock at 6. Pulls up from the corner. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Not the shot I expected him to take or make, but hey, look, joke's on me. He hit it.
Inside. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Continuing to get better at facilitating Booker with a dime.
And the All-Star, Devin Booker, an incredible scoring guard.
Since the moment he got drafted by the Phoenix Suns, he has been a beacon of consistency. Every single year he gets better. Every single year he adds something to his game. That's why Devin Booker is one of the best guards in this league.
Durant in the corner. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Showing the grit, KD is no stranger to physical defense.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Charlotte's head coach gave me a few minutes to catch up. His team's focus is trying to slow down Devin Booker. He said the thing with Devin is that he's not just an ISO scorer. They run a lot of actions for him, so we have to do our best to chase him around, and the rotations have to be on point. It's going to take all 5 guys to try and stop him. Guys?
Thank you, David. And Kevin Durant, one of the top 10 scorers in league history. And RJ still going strong.
And he does it with efficiency, Kevin. Takes great shots, and he's incredibly accurate. And if he doesn't have a look, he's a willing passer.
Ball, no good. Phoenix leading by 5. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and Greg efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again? KD is right at the top of that list.
RJ, we know that the Suns missed the playoffs for about a decade, but now they seem to be getting some traction. How do you view them?
I view them as a team that's in transition. Obviously, they have Devin Booker, the homegrown star. The guy has blossomed there in front of everyone's eyes. And after that finals run, they've really been searching. He's the last player there. But whenever you have Kevin Durant on your team, you are always on the verge of something special.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Charlotte Hornets. They trail by 7. Pass to Bridges. Back to Ball. over Booker. Ball with the bucket.
And I love Ball's awareness. When the mid-range J is available, he is more than happy to take it.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the first. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And the wide open shot from Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
And when it comes to moving the ball, LaMelo is unreal. Can make any pass in the book.
And Durant gets it to go.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Now, here's Ball. O'Neal with the rebound.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Booker left side. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
I guess Booker wants to play with his food before he eats.
Hornets trail by 6. 40 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Bridges. Back to Ball. Misses the 3. And here are the Suns now. And the dunk by Booker.
Yeah, and you don't want to let Devin Booker get easy points in transition.
On the wing, Green. Outside, Ball. Puts up a deep 3. Charlotte again missing. Pass to Durant. They set the screen. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for it. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Suns on top. They lead by 8. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Phoenix.
Well, they're off to a good start getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this one.
Here's Simpson. Pass to Nurkic. Outside Curry. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Out to Bridges. Stolen by Allen. Here's Beal. Driving in. And a great assist by Allen as that one goes in.
So sudden on the drive. Beal loves to get one step ahead of the defense.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. He wants to talk to his guy. So often with rookies, we want to judge them after half a season. We're not very patient with them. How long should we give players to prove themselves in the NBA?
Well, there's a different type of prove yourself. If you're talking about a rookie, I was taught after about game 60, you're no longer a rookie because you played every team, you understand the defensive concept. You might be a little fatigued, but after that, you're no longer a rookie. But to judge them if they can play in this league, it can take a couple of years.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Albright.
Thanks very much, Kevin. And another Kevin, Kevin Durant, is the most decorated member of the Suns star trio. KD says, I believe in this team and we believe in one another. I like our chemistry, not just the three of us, but our whole team. Our coaching staff is doing a great job. I'm not promising anything, but I like our chances against anybody. Kevin, they certainly have the talent.
David, indeed they do.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely.
Normally, he sinks all of his free throws. The defense got lucky there.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Simpson on its way from Curry for two. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Simpson. And they'll get another chance from the arc. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. Suns leading by 11. Outside, Jones. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. RJ, no matter what the situation, Nurkic is a monster on the glass, isn't he?
He had 31 rebounds in 2024. You never see that anymore.
O'Neal misses.
The contest and the rebound, folks, that is how you defend.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Now here is Smith. Still yet to score. Ball with a wide open look. Goes back up. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
And he's really a smart offensive player. You have to respect Ball's strong sense for when to take that jumper.
Now here's Booker. Stolen by Ball. .152 left now here in the second. Bridges, right side. Off target from outside. And here's O'Neal. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Durant machetes his way through contact.
You gotta keep Durant out of the lane. Once he gets a step on you, he's scoring.
Smith outside. And stolen by Booker. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Booker's got 6.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Now, here's Ball. He's got 6. Over Booker. And again, the Hornets. Missing.
And he's very confident from that range, but you can't make him all.
Here's KD. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. He's got 11.
And Durant's jumper is as pure as it gets. You just assume ahead of time it's going in.
Ball with it. Now guarded by Dunn. Charlotte moving it around. 6 to shoot. Ball from long range. Phoenix grabs the miss. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Booker. He's got 6. The 3. Rebound by Williams. Smith, left side. And a deep three from Ball. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Suns lead by 15. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Hornets trail by 15. You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
Now, here's Ball. Hits it from three-point range. Ball's got 9.
So often, LaMelo is the setup man. There, he's on the finishing end.
Shots good by Booker.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you can give up some size, but that shows you how fearless he is, willing to attack the basket no matter who is in front of him.
Here's Ball. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Green. Over Booker. Green, no luck.
Really thought he had this one, and the defense, they were giving it to him.
And here is Durant. Back to Booker. Can't get it to go. He's made 4 and just missed his 4th. Here's Ball. Lays it up off the glass. Ball's got 5 points now in the quarter.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Fantastic finish by Booker.
Woo, Booker showing some power.
Here's Ball. Rebound by the Suns. One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
Here's Booker. He's got 10. Pass to Beal. 4 on the shot clock. Screen by Durant. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Hornets trail by 14. And as disappointing as the Suns' first-round exit was last year, RJ, This team, I think, still has a window open. How about you?
Yeah, Kevin, I've often said it takes teams a second year. That first year is really the adjustment period for star players. The Suns core group had some growing pains in that first season, but look, this year, I think this is the year we're going to see the best version of the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, and here we go with Durant. Nobody back.
Well, Durant must be making the defense sweat a little bit right now. Whenever he gets into a rhythm, he gets aggressive.
Here's ball. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here, and Phoenix making a change here. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Ball feeling it out a bit. 6 on the shot clock. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Ball's got 14 points.
And Ball continues to show he can drain threes. The defense must adjust or he is going to keep doing damage.
Now here's Booker. 10 points for him. Right side Durant. Oh, Durant imposing his will.
This is how smart Durant is, able to break defenses apart in screen rolls like it's nothing.
There's 1:17 left to play in the third. Ball with the bucket. Ball's got 10 points here in the second half.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Devin Booker is a 3-level scoring threat. He said, I'm just reading coverages and taking what the defense gives me. That's a mid-range jumper, which analytically people say isn't the highest percentage shot. But for myself, it's a good one. I've shot it pretty much my whole life. Kevin?
And David, doesn't it show? Wow, he is something else. Hey, thank you. Pass to Simpson. Outside, ball. Lets it go with a three. And it's the Hornets, another three.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
A nice shot by Booker.
Plays hard in every facet of the game. Nothing that Booker can't do.
Over to the left wing. To the paint. Stolen by O'Neal. Fast break. Here we go. And finished off by Katie.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Phoenix
And
42.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Suns leading by 17. Booker with it. Pass to O'Neal. Comes up empty down low.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
On the wing, Bridges. Here's Simpson. Guarded by O'Neal. Shot clock at 6. Here's Diabate. And the three off target. Now Jones. Shoots over Curry. Misses the baby hook. Hornets trail by 17. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Pass to Simpson. Charlotte moving the ball around. Screen by Nurkic. For three, Bridges. Offensive rebound. Outside for Curry. Charlotte no good that time either. Suns leading by 17. To the inside. Plumlee with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. On the wing, Booker. Got a hand on it. Outside Curry. Over Jones. And again, the Hornets missing.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
And you couldn't get a better shot off? Like, come on, you got to make the extra pass. Like, being a teammate will go so far in this league.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. And here is KD. Back to Booker. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound by Williams. Now, here's Ball. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Pass to Williams. Here's Ball. Nails the 16-footer. Ball's got 21 in the game.
And finally, someone scores.
It's a slugfest. Maybe not the prettiest game we've seen, but sometimes the best wins are the ugly ones.
Now, here's Ball. After the miss from KD. That one misses. Suns lead by 15. There's the pick. Beal with it. Now guarded by Ball. Dunn, wide open. He fires. Beal can't get it to go. Knocked loose. Pass to Richards. That's good. And so Beal with the assist. And the Suns lead by 17. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Phoenix.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And we've come to expect big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end.
Down low, here's Richards. Kicks it out to Booker. Pass to KD. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Bridges. Off target from the baseline. Hornets trail by 15.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Suns.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Devin Booker.
Oh, he was at the center of everything that happened in this game. His energy was felt throughout the building, and his impact, well, it was incredible.
Here's Booker. It's good on the putback.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
And as it should be. To be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Now, here's Durant. Following the miss by LaMelo Ball. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Substitution on the court.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Curry. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about
the mental toughness that this group showed. They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that'll do it, folks. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Now here's Curry. No good with the triple. You know, it's inevitable that a player's physical abilities diminish over the course of a career. But the thing that stands out to me about LeBron James is that he never lost his insatiable drive to win. Guys, if anything, he's gotten stronger. Here's LeBron. Good work there as it goes.
Look, with the size and athleticism of LeBron James, he gives you more problems than the math book.
Shots good by Butler.
You saw he altered his release, allowing him to get around his defender and then laid it in.
And Stephen Curry with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, briefly spoke with J.J. Redick. He talked about the respect he has for Jimmy Butler and everything that Jimmy Buckets brings to the table. He told me Butler's special. He impacts the game with the ball, without the ball, and with his defense. But he said as much of a challenge as Butler presents, they'll be ready. Guys?
Thanks, David. Here's James. No good there. Great tee that time from Green. Outside Curry. Pass to Moody. From deep. Rebound the Lakers.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
And that one's good by LeBron. James has got his second basket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rag. And where's the help defensively?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Here's Curry.
And it's just encouraging to see Luka step up on defense. Must continue to bring that type of intensity.
Now here's James, following the miss by Draymond Green. To the inside. Doncic with the bucket.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. It seems likely that the Warriors' title run under Steph Curry, Brent, is probably come to a close.
Yeah, I'm not going to count Steph Curry out quite yet, Kevin, but
You know, they have added some quality youngsters. They're trying to grow that group. How fast can they bring those kids along to championship caliber players? That's the big question. They're going to win their share of games.
Great tee that time from Green.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
Now here's James. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go.
The feel LeBron has for the game, unreal. Whatever situation he finds himself in, he always seems to have an answer.
And you can never really count out these Los Angeles Lakers, Greg, can you?
No, I really don't think you can. They battle out of the play-in tournament. They overcome obstacles, and they have tremendous willpower.
Greg, since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals, the Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46 and 36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Now Moody, after Luka Doncic's three-pointer that didn't go. Healed from outside. And again, no good by Golden State.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Now, here's Doncic. James with it. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Austin Reeves went undrafted, but his success comes as no surprise to him. He says, "I've always felt like I belong." It goes back to childhood. His mom once asked him, "Is this confidence or cockiness?" He told her, "You're basically kind of the same thing." Kevin, back to you.
That's something else. Undaunted. Hey, David, thank you. To end the drought. And James pulls it down. Los Angeles leading by 4. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. 23 seconds left to play here in the first. Reeves outside. 3 on the clock. James with the bucket. LeBron's got 8.
And making it look easy, LeBron overwhelms the defense inside.
Here's Butler. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
He's off on the second. And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And right as the buzzer sounded, he just dunked it right down. Wow!
Solid finish to the quarter, making sure that one went in.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Here's Reeves. And the league giving a bit more leeway, GA, to defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
Outside Curry. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kuminga.
Now, I'm all for the crowd interacting with the players, but not so much the players interacting with the crowd. That one, errant pass.
Here's Reeves. Still without a basket. On the wing, Reeves. 4 on the clock. Vincent misses. Warriors trailed by 3. Curry with it. Kinect picks him up. The shot by Curry, no good. As a junior college product, Dalton Kinect, Greg, didn't have a traditional path to the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin. Spent 2 years at a JC, 2 more at a small Division I program. Then used his extra year of eligibility to transfer to Tennessee. And there he became a first-team All-American and turned himself into a first-round pick.
He's going to punish you if you leave.
Come on, stop pausing every time you miss a shot. Let's go. Yeah, get on out of here. That weird shit.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. It's getting noisy here in Charlotte for this Hornets home game. Now, here's ball. Back to Bridges. 6 on the shot clock. Smith outside. And it's off from three-point range. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
And Clark, watching Amen Thompson, he is just a different kind of athlete.
He sure is, boy. Special as an athlete. And we've got some of the greatest athletes in the world across the NBA. He's smooth, he's explosive, he's fluid, well coordinated. Seems like he just kind of floats in the air. It's special to watch him do his thing.
Now, here's Green, following the miss by LaMelo Ball. To the wing on the left. Stolen by Ball. Shot.
Around the basket, so keeping him out of the paint. Around the basket, so keeping him out of the paint won't be easy. Guys, back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Now, here's Ball. On the wing, Bridges. The three. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. And it's Houston's ball. 4-point game. And the wide open shot from Green. Buries the long-range jumper.
Green, impressive range from deep. He knows how dangerous he can be from there.
Pass to Bridges. Back to Ball. And Ball slams it in.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, G.A. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Now, here's Ball. 5 points in the game. Down low. Good.
One of the more dynamic passers in this league. Ball with a nice setup.
Nuggets trail by 5. Thompson right side. Over in the corner, Green. No good from outside. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for Charlotte. For 3, Smith. Good on the three-point shot.
Steady from beyond the arc. Smith's improvement from there could really make him a dangerous player.
Pass to Şengün. On the wing, Green. The Rockets again can't hit. Here's Charlotte now. They're on a 12-3 run. For 3, Smith. Şengün with the rebound. Right side, Green. And here's Thompson. The shot, no good. Bridges with some nice defense. Here's Ball.
Yeah, that pausing shit ain't gonna work. I made him. Yo, the score was only 4-12. Yo, it's the first quarter. I made this nigga quit. Come on, man. Come on.
People that they can do transactions with tangible products, film masters, copyrights, audio masters, Pro Tool sessions. Why are you saying that, JT? Because I know people that'll buy your masters from you, whether you sold some albums or not. There's a group of people that buy masters, and sometimes these street guys, I have their little rappers, and they might have some songs, and I'm like, look, bro, I know y'all do your trapping shit. Let me give you the phone number where y'all can sell some bundles to these people. They want to buy the Pro Tool session. They want the file. They want you to sign off. They letting you know this a purchase. This ain't a 360 deal. This is people who are accumulating masters. Because one of y'all might be a big star later, so they want to buy before. So by me helping the streets with even that little information, some guy got these songs. Now they playing with $40,000, $50,000 legal money off of selling masters. Now that anybody.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me, former NBA players Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And the award-winning David Aldridge is on our sideline. It'll be the Thunder off the tip. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up. RJ, this one has a bit of an old school feel to it, doesn't it? These teams love to run things down low.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a matchup, Kevin. A little bit of bully ball, you could say. Having a center you can run your offense through makes the rest of your offense that much better.
Now here's Van Vliet. Thompson for 3. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. It's a three-point game. Inside and out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And it's the Rockets with the ball. Thompson outside. Spins. Converts after the nice spin.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
Down low. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Switch. 6 to shoot. Right side, Dort. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. And that one is good from Hartenstein.
Yeah, and right when you thought that shot was leaving his hands, he reinvents it.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Van Vliet outside. Pass to Thompson. It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Screen by Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. And here's Houston. Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media, but people in the know how good of a defender he is.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
I was able to talk with Ime Udoka for a minute. He said SGA has this special ability to lull a defender into a slower pace and then suddenly make a quick move that leaves everybody just standing there. Coach feels the attention has to be on him. He wants to force somebody else to beat them. Guys?
Thanks, David. Houston shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. So, RJ, the Rockets last year, they were exactly at 500. 41 up and 41 down.
Still, they missed the play-in by 5 games. In the East, they easily are in. That just tells you how difficult a rebuild in the Western Conference is. And Houston is up against it.
And the basket by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And moving with such speed, the quickness of SGA's drives, something to admire.
And it's Van Vliet, top of the key. The Rockets again can't hit.
Now, I understand that shot didn't go down, but they will take that look every trip down the floor.
Goes up the baseline. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That was a good look for him from mid-range, but just couldn't make the defense pay.
There's a minute 40 left in the first quarter. Right side, Green. 5 on the clock. Brooks misses. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Thunder. Holmgren the screen. Over in the corner, Williams. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And looking to get stronger, Holmgren fights through the bump. Tons of time for him to grow into that frame.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Rockets trail by 3. Pass to Smith. Smith drawn the double team. And the foul called on Cason Wallace. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Green bounce pass. Smith outside. Trying to find Whitmore. Gets it to him. 4 on the clock. From deep, Green. Rebound by Williams. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And taking a look back at last year's numbers, he's about a 76% shooter. Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Normally, he sinks all of his free throws. The defense got lucky there.
The Rockets have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
A darn good free throw shooter. Smith doesn't seem to have a weak spot coming into the league.
Rockets trail. Outside, Green.
I see him.
Fires the 3. Rebound by Williams.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
The kick out to Williams. And he can't jam it through. There's Green with the 3. Offensive rebound. Up in time. And that one released in time, but no good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Thunder lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
Now here is Holiday. Here's Şengün. And it's all evened up. Şengün's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Rockets.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the deep thinking jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 points in the game. Shot clock at 5. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 7 points in the game. Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA, and sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate.
Drives to the hoop. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And a 3-level score. That time, SGA takes it all the way.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Rockets, trailing by 4. Pass to Eason. And here's Smith, covered by Wiggins. Nice shot by Smith.
And this is why you let Smith work inside. He's adept at knowing how to finish in traffic.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. And stolen by Şengün. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court.
And with his movement skills, Thompson routinely catches defenders out of position.
He's made one and missed one so far in the game. No good on the free throw. And the Thunder making a switch here. That one is no good. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The teardrop falls in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6 in the quarter.
Oh, silky smooth shot there by Gilgeous-Alexander. He knew the floater was the right move to beat the defense.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin, the Thunder are young, but they figured out how to win. Defensive ace Lou Dort talked about their chemistry. He said nobody cries about shot selection or anything like that. We know what each player can do. We just really want to see the team win and succeed. Kevin, you see that in their play.
Don't you, David? Every single game. Pulling in the right direction. Here's Van Vliet. Nothing on the board. Smith outside. Now Van Vliet. Pass to Thompson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Dort. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
That may be not the highest percentage of looks right there, but look, you can't argue with results, I guess.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 13.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Here's Thompson. He's got 5. Poked loose. Bounce pass from Gilgeous-Alexander. And stolen by Thompson. 51 seconds left now here in the second. Another miss by Houston.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense... Oh, yes!
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Now here's Thompson. We've got 28 seconds left for the first half of the game. Clock at 6. Houston needs to get a shot. Takes a 3. And Holmgren pulls it down. Here's Dort. Oklahoma City gets it back. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Screen by Hartenstein. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Rockets trailed by 8. Van Vliet with it. Hasn't made one yet. Brooks outside. Fires the 3. That one no good. Good D by Williams. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
To the middle. Out to Brooks. Fires for 3. And he's good on the 3 ball.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
And talk about reputations, RJ. Few have one like Dylan Brooks.
I'll give it to this man. He is fearless. He doesn't care if it's Steph, LeBron, his mom, whoever. Dylan is trying to get in their heads. You want guys like that on your side.
Thompson. And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Shakes him. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Rockets trailed by 7. Here's Thompson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Dort. The Rockets shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. That free throw good from Thompson. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. The Thunder leading by 6. And that one's good. Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 points this quarter. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Pass to Şengün. Lets the 3 fly. The Rockets again can't hit.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
And the basket by Gilgeous-Alexander.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Here's Green. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. To the inside. Here's Şengün. And here is Green. Shoots over Dort. The Rockets with another miss.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Here's Thompson. After the made shot from Chet Holmgren. Oh, my goodness, the slam.
Rocketing off the deck. Thompson showing that youthful exuberance.
To the paint. And it's Williams throwing it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Found some space to get off the mid-range, and he'll do damage from there if you let him.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout here. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. And the Rockets making a change here. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 19 points in the game. Shoots over Van Vliet. That's no good. Miss number 5 against 14 makes. Thompson in the post. The Thunder pull it in. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alperen Şengün is a weapon on the block. Coach Ime Udoka said there are not a ton of true low-post threats in the NBA nowadays. Joel Embiid, Jokic, I don't know how many others there are anymore. Alpie's had success against pretty much everybody that's guarded him. Kevin, his footwork is indeed high level.
DA, totally agree. Great footwork. Moves on moves, I've always said. Pass to Şengün. No good on the 3. The Thunder leading by 10. Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And stolen by Thompson. There's Green with the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Green's got 6.
He can get it down off the dribble or off the catch. Green is just a flat-out shooter.
Here's Holmgren.
And if you try to block his shot, you risk getting posterized because he is good at using that height to his advantage.
Here's Van Vliet. At the elbow, it's Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
And great find by Van Vliet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
The kick out to Williams. Hits it from three-point range. Williams has got 5 points now this quarter.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Thunder up 10. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 10-point lead.
And watch out for SGA going to the basket. He will put it on your head if you're not watching.
Now, Whitmore. Now, here is Holiday. Smith on the wing. Pass to Eason. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Şengün. Thunder with the rebound.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Smith outside. Back to Şengün. Launches it. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Şengün's got it back down to single digits for the Rockets. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Draws contact on the shot. And now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Oh, strong take by SGA. 6'6" with point guard skills. What a nightmare matchup he is.
And here are the Rockets now. Eason with it. Williams picks him up. To the inside. Here's Şengün. And the layup's good off the glass. And it's 9 points for Şengün.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a...
Oh, look out! Look out!
That's how you finish.
Oh, now that hurts the defense there. Stylish move by SGA.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. During the last break, got to listen in on Ime Udoka's huddle with his team. And he tore into his guys. He said, your body language is awful right now. You don't even look like you want to play right now. Should I sub in for you? Where's the drive to win? Guys.
Thank you, David. Thompson is double. 5 to shoot. Three-pointer. It's Chet Holmgren with the rebound. The Thunder leading by 12. And Gilgeous-Alexander, here we go. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you really have to appreciate the steady effort of Gilgeous-Alexander. The game looks like it comes easy to him, but he is one of the hardest workers on the floor.
No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
They get it back. They kick it out to Green for 3. They get it again. Pass to Brooks. Back to Green. And some nice passing there by Houston. Thompson outside. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those, because if you get up too close at the arc, Ahmed will blow right by you.
No good from outside. On offense, here are the Thunder. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shoots over Van Vliet. Second shot opportunity. And there's the nice layup by Hartenstein. And the Thunder lead by 13.
Hard work pays off with a rebound and a bucket. That's just great fundamentals.
Here's Thompson. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
Oklahoma City leading by 10. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Lays it up and banks it in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 17 points here in the second half.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense, well, they don't have much of an answer.
Back to Thompson. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And there's the call on Amen Thompson. And that'll be his third foul so far. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout here. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. 1:12 left in the fourth quarter. Back to Holmgren. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for Oklahoma City.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He did a great job following his team's game plan and not rushing anything on offense, which allowed him to catch fire.
Thompson with the rebound. 32 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Makes it off the glass. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. To the wing on the left. For three, Holmgren. Another miss by Holmgren. Pass to Van Vliet. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Puts up a deep three. No good. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win.
Dan Van say that this is a guard-oriented.
And it's Morant missing.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
Launches it. And that's good. Zach LaVine for three.
And with how well Levine attacks the bucket, defensively, you almost have to give him space to shoot threes.
Jackson outside. Morant looking around. 6 to shoot. Fires the three. Valanciunas with a rebound. And it's Sacramento's ball. It's a three-point game. Outside Levine. Valanciunas sets a screen. Kicks it to DeRozan. A clear look for Murray. That won't go. Misses his first shot of the game.
Well, the defense just gave him that shot, and he wasn't able to convert. Very disappointing.
And the Kings have held tough, but it seems like the West has gotten tougher, Grant.
Well, what's the saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Kings have to find that next level.
And so Monk will bring it up for Sacramento. To the paint. Here's Murray. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line. Ja Morant picks one up. Sacramento shooting their first free throw in this game.
And the physical style Murray plays with will serve him well in this league.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I was able to speak with the head coach of the Kings for a minute. He said Ja Morant is so good and so entertaining that some guys on both teams just stand around and watch him. He told his players, if you let him get to the rim and do something spectacular, you're not only giving up points, you're energizing the guys around him. Coach wants to prevent the highlight reel kind of plays.
And Allie, thanks. Inside. Here's DeRozan.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. And we've got a timeout from He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Well, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Outside Morant. Great D that time from Murray.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focus all the way through the play.
DeRozan up top. Pass to Monk. Second shot opportunity. Oh, he missed the layup. He had it with the pump fake. Grizzlies trail by 4. A minute 58 left to play in the first. From deep, Bane. DeRozan with the rebound. And so here's Sacramento. Well, if you went into the lab and created the perfect wing, it might be Desmond Bane, coach.
Well, Brian, this guy's so strong. He can guard bigger guys, and his three-point numbers are crazy. Desmond Bane, well over a 40% three-point shooter for his career.
Now here's Aldama. Still without a bucket. Jackson. Valanciunas with a rebound. There's a minute 17 left in the first. Pass to Levine. 4-3. Drills it from deep. Levine's got 6.
He had to get it away, and he did. Levine with the quick release.
Outside Morant. Tries the spin move. Spins to the rack. It's tipped. Now here's Monk. Stolen by Jackson. And up the court come the Grizzlies on the break. Here's Aldama. Right side Morant. To end the drought. Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
Just electric. Ja Morant. I mean, someone you pay to see.
Outside Levine. Nice move. Driving to the basket. And the dunk by Levine.
Sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here. Hanging up there like that. Back to Morant. On the wing, Bain. Here's Aldama. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And that does it for the first quarter. Sacramento on top. Up 7. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And what do you think about the Kings here, guys?
Oh, what a first quarter. You love their willingness to make the extra pass.
Yeah, it's the kind of offense every coach loves to see. Selfless and smart.
And timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Switching defensive style, versatile wing players are
guard 3, 4, 5 different positions. Those 6, 7.
The Kings lead by 7. After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024.
You know, really, by no fault of their own, BA. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Brian, one nickname you hear for DeMar DeRozan is the lone mid-ranger. He said you can operate freely in the mid-range. It's like an ocean out there. If you're smart, you can take advantage of the space and pick teams apart. Brian?
He's an expert tactician working in between. Thanks, Allie. Here's Crowder. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson.
The attention to detail on defense. Jackson reads shooters well and knows when to go for blocks.
Memphis making a switch here. Outside Carter. Sinks it from distance. Carter's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Defensively, got to close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
Here's Pippen. Rebound by Sacramento. And he drives in. Ellis, good.
Well, that's taking full advantage of the opening. The defense probably willing to give him that one, but I like that he's capitalizing on it. Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
DeRozan down low. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
And there's the foul. It'll go on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Payne surveying the D to stop the run. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Baseline try. And it's DeRozan missing. Here's Huff. Still no points. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for the 8 seconds.
It's so easy to get frustrated when you make mistakes, but you have to keep battling.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum shifter, but it's time to refocus, make smart decisions, and start fighting their way back.
And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Here's DeRozan. Again, the miss by the Kings. Grizzlies trail by 13. DeMar DeRozan, an impressive scorer who takes relatively few three-point shots, Greg.
Yeah, the arc is not his primary focus. He'd rather pick you apart in the mid-range, but he does it so consistently that the points pile up quick.
And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And stand over his long NBA career, DeMar DeRozan honing in his game.
Yeah, Brian, and he's patterned it after his idol, Kobe Bryant. He's also an excellent shot creator. His development as a passer has helped make him a very productive offensive focal point.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Here's Morant. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good. Morant's got 8.
Morant not afraid to get in there and play big, showing his toughness in close.
.143 left to play in the first half. Here's Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
I mean, with his height and size, stopping Valanciunas just isn't an option sometimes. What a jam.
Morant with it. Give him 8. Morant taking no chances on the flush.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Pass to Bane. There's the 3. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
Dynamic. I mean, every night Morant makes incredible plays, and that extends as well to his passing.
Here's DeRozan. Cleared away by Wells. And so it's Morant who brings up the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. Down by 12. 27 seconds left to play in the first half. Can't cash it in from close range. And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Both teams will make substitutions.
Substituting on the court.
Outside Levine. To the inside. And there's a 3-second violation. Outside Morant. With 1 on the clock. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Sacramento now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. Building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. Back to the game after this break. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Grizzlies great Marc Gasol last season retiring from basketball. He embraced the city of Memphis. He said, quote, "I think a player has to feel that it's their city and they have to fight for it. You play with a different mindset when you do that. To me, winning was the most important thing."
Yeah, and they did a lot of winning, Allie. Pass to Wells. Back to Morant. 6 on the shot clock. The floater. Ooh, Morant finesses it home.
And tearing them to shreds tonight. You know, when a player as versatile as Morant starts going off, look out.
Valanciunas with it. Outside Levine. Pass to DeRozan. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And one thing you can say about the Memphis Grizzlies, they are disruptive defensively, Stan.
Yeah, Brian, they've been in the top 5 in the league in steals, blocks, turnovers forced over the last few years. And let's face it, they're aggressive offensively as well. This team attacks at both ends of the court.
Here's Morant. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, teams try to get physical with Morant, but he shows exceptional body control off the contact.
Memphis shooting their second free throw attempt on the night. You know, Coach, when you watch Ja Morant play, it's hard to think of anyone else as explosive as he is.
Yeah, Brian, he can make a defender look like he's standing still. The burst that Morant has with his first step is unrivaled. Probably the best burst in the entire league.
Truly is a human highlight reel in this modern day. And here's Levine. Give him 8. Cleared away by Wells. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Outside Bain. Now Morant. He's got 15. The shot, no good. Good D by Murray. 1 for 3. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Right side Morant. Pass to Edey. Right side Bain. Here's Wells. Back to Morant. The layup off target. Sacramento leading by 8. And the call will be against Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul. In for your Kings.
Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Pass to Moran. Moran drawing the double team. Back to Jackson. To the right side. Moran with it. He's covered by Levine. 5 on the clock. Monk with a steal. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Sacramento shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Will grant the Kings one of those up-and-coming teams that are knocking at the door.
Yeah, they have some stars, BA. They have some great role players, too. Part of their problem is they're in the Western Conference. It's so hard to just make the play-in tournament in that conference.
Oh, it's blocked by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Here's DeRozan. Again, the miss by DeRozan.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Good on the shot.
Yeah, that's how Jackson's most effective, playing aggressive around the basket.
Up top, Monk. Outside, Levine. Oh, the long-range prowess of Levine.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defensive...
Shot is good by Levine.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable performance from Levine. His offensive skill set is amazing.
From deep, Moran. Moran laces the triple.
Well, hey, you give him some daylight, he can knock it down.
Shot by Levine, no good. Grizzlies trail by 9. Monk with a steal. To the middle. Here's DeRozan. Here's Levine. Oh, Levine burns him inside.
And we know Levine can hang in the air, showing determination on that offensive putback.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Moran. Up and in on the layup. Morant's got 20.
Well, sometimes you need more than just your stars, though. They've got to run something to get the other guys good looks.
Pass to Monk. Sends it home from three-point land. And the Kings lead by 12. Outside Moran. Over Monk. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Sacramento Kings going into the break up 12. They're showing impressive focus out there, and it's paying off big on both ends of the floor. We'll be back in a moment. And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Grizzlies trail by 12. Here's Pippen. Down low. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And growing up in California, Stan, when did you first fall in love with the game of basketball?
Well, Brian, my dad coached for a long time, and I just remember going to his practices and going to his games. I can't remember a time where I didn't love the game.
That's off as well, so he misses both. Recently, player health has been the big talking point around the Memphis Grizzlies stand.
Yeah, B.A., look, and it's really a shame to have such a talented, dynamic team have to deal with all those constant what-ifs and have their seasons so affected by things outside of their control. It's tough.
And he makes both free throws. And so it's Bane who brings up the ball for Memphis. It's a 14-point game.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Wells. And there's the foul. It'll go on DeMar DeRozan. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Yeah, they've been pretty careless so far, racking up a number of fouls in very little time.
Here's Pippen. The rebound by Carter. The Kings lead by 14. And DeRozan gets it to go.
And DeRozan, just so crafty on those moves, slips right through the contact for the finish.
Bane. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
All down the left side. Here's Pippen. Pass to Huff. Here's Pippen. Defended by DeRozan. 4 on the clock. And he wills that one in. Sinking it right through the back of the iron. Pippen's got his first basket. On the wing, DeRozan. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth now. Misses the fadeaway. 20 feet out. And it's LaRavia with a rebound. The Kings lead by 12. Outside Carter. Pass to Ellis. Lets the three fly. And another miss by Sacramento.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Kings?
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
Here's Valanciunas.
Confronting a shooter of JV stature is never easy, and he can make them pay for that mistake at the line.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. And Valanciunas drops them both.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
Already they're over the limit, and it's so early. This could turn into a load of free throws.
And one thing that Morant has always been elite at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
Here's Levine. Taking them all on. Levine.
Proving once again, Levine is not all dunks and threes.
And there's the foul. It's on Malik Monk. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the line for 2. And he knocks down the first one.
John Morant at the line for 2.
And Morant drops them both.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
On the wing, Levine. Outside Murray. Pass to DeRozan. The three is up. Knocks it down from distance. DeRozan's got 5 points now this quarter.
And what's interesting, the three ball isn't a big part of DeRozan's game, but when he's feeling it, he can make it happen.
Outside Morant. And here's Jackson, defended by Murray. Here's Morant. The fader. Rebound by the Kings. A minute 31 left in the fourth. Pass to Valanciunas. Now Levine. To the inside. Another shot. Valanciunas banked knocked it in off the glass. And the Kings lead by 16.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Kings.
Man, they were in a groove from long range tonight.
Yeah, they were able to find space, and they were ready to let it fly the moment they saw an opening.
And while there were some guys out there that played well, what really stood out was the production for Malik Monk.
Well, just a fantastic job of distributing the ball. When you're able to see the floor like that and take advantage of what the defense gives you, it's huge.
On the wing, DeRozan. And he makes it.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Pass to Edey. Back to Morant. Shoots over Valanciunas. Again, the Grizzlies. Good for two more. And so Monk will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. 16-point lead. DeRozan with the ball. Back to Monk. Ooh, too long in the paint. And he's hit with a 3-second violation.
At the line for one.
And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. A competitive game, you have to feel like this crowd gave him a little extra edge.
Yeah, they really fed off the energy. Saw their activity level go up. Just a tremendous performance.
And that'll do it, folks.